Hi everybody, I am Mohammed Aishori and I am an international student flying more than 6,000 miles from Casablanca, Morocco to California to study and follow a career in software engineering. This paper is going to examine my career path of software engineering and it is going to do so by examining and investigating the following information. First, I will start talking about job information in Outlook, then the local wages here in San Luis Obispo. After that, I will talk about the unemployment in the United States, then in California, then locally in San Luis Obispo area. Then I will talk about the cost of choosing software engineering as a career, and I will end by talking about the short run and the long run of my chosen career. This section is going to examine my career path, and it is going to do so by examining and investigating the job information outlook. A software developer or engineers are the creative minds behind computer programs, and there are two types of us. Some develop the application that allow people to do specific tasks on a computer or an iPad or any other device. Others develop the underlying system that runs the device or that control networks. Software developers usually have a bachelor degree, typically in computer science or software engineering, or any related field. Computer science degrees usually are the most common because they tend to cover a broad range of topics. That's why students should focus on a class related to building softwares in order to better prepare themselves for the work and occupation. For some positions, employers might even prefer a master degree, depending on what they are trying to accomplish and what they are looking for. Although writing code is not our first priority, developers must have a strong background in computer programming. They usually gain this experience either through school or through internship. Employment of software developers is projected to grow 17% from 2014 to 2024, much faster than the average for all occupations. The main reason for the rapid growth is large increase in demand for computer software. These occupations are expected to add about 488,500 new jobs, from about 3.9 million jobs to about 4.4 million jobs from 2014 to 2024, in part due to a greater emphasis on cloud computing, the collection and storage of big data, more everyday items becoming connected to the internet in what is commonly referred to as the Internet of Things, and continued demand for mobile computing. Before start talking about how much software engineers make, I should mention that most of good programmers do not use programming because they expect to get paid or get adulations by the public, but because it is fun to program. That's what Torvalds said in 1998, which he is he is the one who created Linux program. The median annual wages for software developers application was 98,000 in May 2015, and the median wage is the wage at which half of the workers in occupation earned more than that. The lowest 10% earned less than 57,000, and the highest 10% earned more than 153,000. The median annual wage for software developers system base was 105,000 in May 2015. The lowest 10% earned 64,000 and the highest 10% earned more than 159,000. This section I will talk about the average weekly wages in San Luis Obispo area. The average wages here were different depending on if the employer is an application base again or a system design management base. For the custom computer programming application service in San Luis Obispo area, and based mainly on private institutions, the average weekly wages increased from $983 in 2005 to $1,153 in 2015. And for computer system design, the average weekly wages went from $979 in 2005 to $1,172 in 2015. Both types have almost an equal average weekly wages, but both of them knew an increase in weekly wages in the past 10 years. The local annual wages for software engineering in San Luis Obispo County are less than the median annual wages we found in the section before. In San Luis Obispo area in 2015, the annual wages was less than 60,000, while the median wages was 98,000. This shows that San Luis Obispo County is counted one of the lowest places to pay software engineers. since the lowest 10% in 2015 or 57,000. Also, that shows how far is the annual payment in St. Louis Obispo County for software engineering from being at the top 10%. In this section, I will talk about the unemployment. The unemployment rate is the share of the labor force that is jobless. It is the number of unemployed people divided by the number of people in the labor force, which consists of all employed and unemployed people, and the ratio is expressed as a percentage. The unemployment rate is considered a lagging indicator because it is generally raises or falls in the wake of changing economic conditions. When the economy is in poor shape and jobs are scarce, the unemployment rate can be expected to raise. When the economy is growing at a healthy rate and jobs are relatively plentiful, it can be expected to fall. Based on the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the current national unemployment rate is 4.7% in March 2017, and over the last 6 months, the rate of national unemployment was switching between 4.6 as the lowest and 4.9 as the highest. In California, the current unemployment rate is 5.2, and it is 0.5% greater than the national unemployment rate. For San Luis Obispo area, the current unemployment rate is 3.9%, and over the past year, it kept switching up down between the highest 4.7 and the lowest 3.8. This unemployment rate is less than both the state and the nation. Here I will talk about the cost of my chosen career of software engineering. As an international student at Cuesta College, I had to be a full-time student, at least 12 units each semester in order to maintain my student visa. The price for each unit at Cuesta College is $246 a unit because I'm an international student, compared to $46 for people from the area. I started at Cuesta College in the spring of 2014, and this semester, spring 2017, is my last one at Cuesta College. And I am transferring next fall to California Polytechnic State University as a software engineer. My tuition for each semester was between $3,400 and $3,900, depending on how many units I took each semester. Some semesters I took 14 units, and others I took 16 units. Overall, for the last 3.5 years, I paid over $25,000 for tuition only at Cuesta College. In addition to that, I had to buy all my books and supplies materials needed for each of my classes. I spent around $500 each semester, so the total cost for my chosen career so far is over $28,500 because I have no FAFSA, no financial aid, and I had to pay everything from out of pocket. I got admitted to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo for the fall 2017 as a software engineer major. And based on Cal Poly's website, the registration fees for a year is $9,075, and the international tuition is $11,160. The books and supplies are estimated to be around $1,900, which will add up to an estimate total of $22,135 a year. And I will try to my best to finish my bachelor degree in only 2 years to minimize the overall cost of my studies. As an international student, the cost of studying is very high and super expensive. After adding up all the numbers, I found that at Cuesta College the cost of studying for software engineering is around $8,300 a year, and starting from next year the cost will be around $22,135 a year. The overall cost for my entire program will be around $73,320. In this last section, I will talk about the short run and the long run. As a junior software engineer who's just graduated with a good software project done at schools like Cal Poly, the median wages is $98,000. Based on these informations, hopefully it will take me a little bit less than a year to break even and start paying my family back for their money that they invested in me. For the short run, while I am at Cuesta College, I have been working on campus as a math and computer science tutor. In my first year at Cuesta, I did not have a job because international students can only work on campus, and I couldn't find a job the first semester I came here. In the second year, for me at Cuesta College, I used to work 18 hours a week as a math tutor, and it get paid $10.26 per hour. In my third year, I'm working 19 and a half hours a week, and I get paid 13.21 cents an hour. For the first year at Costa College, I was totally in debt because I paid everything $88,300. For the second year, my income was 5,800, but I also paid school 8,300, so I was short 2,400. For this year, I paid school also 8,300, but my income was a little bit higher, which is 7,500, but I'm still in debt, minus $770. Overall, so far for the short run, I'm losing more money than gaining money. For the long run, after graduating from Cal Poly and becoming a resident in California, I can work as a software engineer in any company, and hopefully my annual wage will be 98,260. And for to compare, after 10 years, I will look like I will make probably around $907,300. So for the long run, I will break even after like probably 2 years, and I will be making more money, no debts. All these informations above that I will say, and that's what led me to choose this career and what make me believe that my choosing career is a good investment. Yes, I'm losing money right now, but I will make more money in the future. I hope that I can keep up all my required classes and gain as much as I can of experience in the near future so I can make my dream true and become a software engineer. Thank you so much for listening to me, and that was my career project.